The 2026 MotoGP World Championship is approaching a potentially decisive early turning point as the paddock heads to the iconic Circuit of the Americas. According to respected MotoGP analyst Carlo Pernat, the upcoming United States Grand Prix could dramatically reshape the title narrative, especially if Marc Marquez fails to secure victory on what has historically been his strongest circuit. Marquez, now riding for Ducati course, has endured an unexpectedly difficult start to the 2026 campaign. The 8-time world champion failed to finish in Thailand and could only manage 4th place at the Brazilian Grand Prix. These results mark a stark contrast to his opening dominance in 2025, where he swept both sprint races and main Grand Prix in the first 2 rounds, establishing immediate championship authority. In contrast, Aprilia Racing has emerged as the early benchmark of the season. Marco Bezzecchi has delivered back-to-back victories in Thailand and Brazil, showcasing both consistency and raw pace. Meanwhile, reigning world champion Jorge Martin has reinforced Aprilia's momentum with a strong runner-up finish in Brazil, underlining the team's competitive resurgence. Despite Aprilia's impressive form, Pernat has urged caution against premature conclusions. He insists that the true test lies at COTA, a circuit where Marquez has built a legacy of dominance. Between 2013 and 2019, and again from 2021 through 2025, Marquez secured 7 victories at the Texan venue, earning it the reputation as his personal stronghold. However, even that dominance showed cracks last season. During the 2025 race at COTA, Marquez crashed out while leading comfortably, opening the door for rivals and raising questions about his invincibility at the circuit. That incident now adds further intrigue heading into the 2026 edition. If he doesn't win in Austin and Bezzecchi beats him again, Pernat explained, then we can seriously begin to consider that this championship will take a very different direction. The underlying concern for Marquez is not just results, but momentum. MotoGP championships are often shaped by psychological as much as technical factors, and a failure to assert control at COTA could embolden his rivals, particularly a revitalized Aprilia squad that appears to have made a significant leap forward in bike performance. Pernat highlighted that Aprilia's current machinery is now on par with Ducati in terms of overall performance. More importantly, he emphasized the bike's improved rideability, which allows riders like Bezzecchi and Martin to extract maximum performance with greater consistency, an area where Ducati has traditionally excelled. Historically, Marquez has demonstrated resilience in similar situations. In 2017, he also struggled in the opening rounds before bouncing back with a crucial victory in Austin, ultimately going on to secure the World Championship. That precedent offers hope for the Spanish star, but the competitive landscape in 2026 appears significantly tighter. With the grid closer than ever and multiple manufacturers capable of winning, the margin for error has narrowed considerably. A victory for Marquez at COTA would not only restore confidence, but also reassert his status as the title favorite. Conversely, another defeat, especially at a circuit synonymous with his success, could signal a genuine shift in the balance of power. As the MotoGP circus arrives in Austin for the March 27th through 30th race weekend, all eyes will be on whether Marquez can defend his territory or whether a new championship narrative will begin to unfold. Momentum has shifted, and this time it's coming from Noel. After a turbulent period marked by inconsistency and adaptation struggles, Jorge Martin has re-emerged as a genuine title contender in the 2026 MotoGP season. His performance at the Brazilian Grand Prix, held at the demanding Autódromo Internacional Ayrton Senna, not only marked a personal resurgence, but also confirmed Aprilia Racing as the early benchmark in this year's championship.
Martin's weekend was defined by consistency, speed, and, perhaps most importantly, renewed confidence. Securing podium finishes in both the sprint race and the main Grand Prix, the 2024 world champion demonstrated that his adaptation to the RSGP is no longer a work in progress, it is becoming a strength. "I feel happy," Martin said, after securing second place behind his teammate. "The emotions are always strong, but this time it feels different because I'm coming back from a difficult period. To finish the weekend like this is incredible." His words reflect more than just relief. They signal a psychological turning point. Throughout the early phase of the season, Martin faced questions regarding his compatibility with the Aprilia RSGP. The transition required not only technical adjustments, but also a recalibration of riding style and race management. However, Brazil provided the clearest evidence yet that those challenges are being overcome. From the opening laps, Martin was firmly embedded in the leading group, going head-to-head with elite competitors, including Marc Marquez, Fabio Di Giannantonio, and Pedro Acosta. Unlike previous outings, where he occasionally faded under pressure, Martin maintained both pace and composure throughout the race distance. His second-place finish was not merely a result, it was a statement. Equally significant was the performance of his teammate, Marco Bezzecchi, who secured victory and extended his winning streak to 4 consecutive races dating back to the final rounds of last season. Together, the Aprilia duo delivered a commanding 1-2 finish, underlining the manufacturer's growing dominance in the early stages of 2026. For Martin, this result carries deeper implications. It represents the restoration of belief, not only in the machine, but in his own ability to fight at the front consistently. "I've been focused and training for 5 months, and this is the result. Hard work pays off," he explained. Beyond individual performance, a key factor behind Aprilia's rise appears to be the collaborative dynamic between its riders. Martin was quick to highlight the importance of teamwork in confronting the current benchmark, Marquez and Ducati. "Marco is a great teammate. We help each other and we don't hide anything," Martin stated. "We know that to beat Marquez at his current level, we need to work together. On track, of course, we each do our job." This level of transparency and cooperation is increasingly rare in a championship defined by internal rivalries. Yet, for Aprilia, it may prove decisive. Despite his progress, Martin remains measured in his expectations. While confidence is clearly returning, he acknowledges that further refinement is necessary. "This will be a long season. There's Marc and of course Bez. I believe I can be part of the fight, but I still need time. I don't want to set expectations too high," he said. "I'm still learning where I need to improve and where the bike can help me, but I will get there." Statistically, the impact of his Brazilian performance is already evident. Martin now sits second in the championship standings with 45 points, just 11 behind Bezzecchi. Meanwhile, Marc Marquez, widely regarded as the title favorite, finds himself in 5th position with 34 points after finishing 4th in the main race. These numbers, while early in the season, suggest a potential shift in the competitive hierarchy. Aprilia is no longer chasing, it is leading. And with Martin rediscovering his form, the internal strength of the team could become its greatest weapon in the battle against Ducati's dominance. The question now is not whether Martin can fight for the title, but how quickly he can fully unlock his potential within this revitalized structure. If Brazil is any indication, the answer may come sooner than expected.
For more than a decade, Marc Marquez has been portrayed as the ultimate reference point in MotoGP. Fearless on the